Okay, so I am a straight noob, a new person who's never used a tracker before. Started messing around with it, giving up a few times because it's not easy. And it's definitely contrary to anything my brain usually would go towards because I prefer linear views on working. But just to challenge myself and try it, I said, why not? And let me just show you what I've learned so far, and then I'll tell you why personally, or well, first of all, how I would use this, and then why I probably won't use this often. It'll be just something to get a break from the norm. Okay, so let's talk. Now, if you're an expert at using this thing, you've probably been using it for a while. You probably know all the ins and outs, and it's probably something that gels with you. For me, I am very much a linear person. I just don't. This up and down thing, it just doesn't work for me, and I don't like seeing the numbers that much. I mean, it's fun to make music in it, but these numbers just drive me crazy. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. So first of all, there are a few things. So this is your edit page for those that don't know. This is the mixer, which is really nice. The layout is actually fine. It's a lot of tabs to go through, but it is what it is, right? Here's the sampler, and they do have time stretch, which I just learned about for per sample. You can see we chopped the samples, and here's the breakdown of each sample where it's located on the key for you to press. So it does have slicing, chopping. You can manually do them. A lot of features in here that you can really use. I'm not going to go into everything. We'll be here all day. One shot, of course, different things you can change. Zero crossing for those that are interested. And this little bank over here is your samples that you have, or whatever you got going on, instruments, I'm going to call them. The cool thing about this is you can pull, if you can see right here where my mouse is, you can pull all your regular VSTs in here now and all that. So it's not stuck to just samples. However, in my opinion, I think sampling is the better workflow in this environment. If I'm going to use regular plugins, I think I would just use a DAW at that point. I don't, unless you just absolutely love this workflow and you're fixated on using it. Yes, it has effects. Yes, it has key zones and modulations, and it's loaded with stuff. It's just a really intense device that's hard to use unless you spend a lot of time with it and get used to this workflow. Some of these pages I would never probably even look at. This is probably for the MIDI routing. I probably would never pay too much attention to that. Definitely not messing. Don't really need the plug-in portion unless you're going to use plugins. The sampler is where I would probably live, and the mixer, and then the edit. So these three, but these are important if you're going to use plugins. Okay, so each track is right here. There's a master track. The tracks have notes and of course have effects. I'm not going to explain this to you. There's people out there that do a better job who use it more often. I'm just showing you the basics of what I've learned. Here's your grid, your BPM, and then your number of beats per pattern, or per line, I guess. Lines per beat, whatever. This is for the velocity to be on, and that is pretty much the bulk of it. Click a track here, like this is set to 0, but it's going to be my track 1. So if you're clicked on here and you're on here, this means you're using these notes, right? And so the beat stretch kind of is weird to me. When it's off, I like it better. But you can see, like if I click here, It's kind of delayed a little bit. Let me put one on this first one here and see what it does. And that repitch, I don't get it. See what I mean? It changes like everything. And this BPM on this track was 70 and this is 79. So I think it, if I'm being blatantly honest, it sounds weird. It's not a good, in my opinion, it's not a good time stretch at all. I would never use that. That sounds ridiculous and it makes it sound really bad. And I'm just being honest. I am going to be honest. I don't like to lie about stuff like that. Okay, the drumming was the easiest part to me. Like, drop a kick in, right? Find the pitch you like, because I do that on Ableton all the time. Same thing with the hat. And again, whatever track you're on, that's what you're playing on your keyboard or drawing into your notes if that's how you do it. So this is the track right here. Nothing special. I didn't even do a bass, but I would obviously do a bass and then put in. And I'm in the demo. It's about $75 US dollars for this plugin. So you could, if you're really that interested, renoise.com, you could grab it. And I believe this thing works on Linux, it works on Mac, PC, probably a few other things that I'm missing. So it's not like a heavy hidden program that's gonna, but it does have a lot of features are jam packed in this thing. I can't even remember where all of them are, to be honest with you. Here's your record, your transport bar right here. Here's your metronome right here. It's pretty simple for that portion. Some of the basics are really clear and evident. Some of the other features are kind of hidden a bit. And I wonder too if they simplified this. I did not mean to do that. Hold on, let me see if I can escape out of it. Nope. Okay. I'll have to figure out how to get out so I can stop the video when I'm ready. Okay, I'll figure that out. Anyway, so there are a lot of features in this thing, and you just have to really spend some time with it. I'm going to play around with the demo probably more or less, and I would encourage you, if you've never used this thing before but you're interested, just play with the demo. And if you don't like it from the demo, don't invest your money, because you'll be sadly disappointed, I think, if you really don't like the demo. That escape is only just targeting that. I'm gonna end it there. I need to get going, but I got, more stuff. I'm just trying stuff out, experimenting. That's the way you really can learn if you like something or not. Here's a cool thing I do appreciate. So if you right click on a column, you see these brackets that you know you're in track 4. You can go down to these tracks or even the column. I'm gonna go to the track, and they have these cool features like flip, randomize, humanize, quantize, preserve the links. You can transpose the notes up. So it's a lot of little key commands that can get you stuff done pretty quick. Like if you need to add a track, if you could learn Command T, which is the same thing on like Ableton to well, it's not Command T, it's like up Command T to insert a MIDI track. So anyway, some of the commands are similar though, like with the cut and the copy and the paste, and I think Command Z will undo something if you need to do that. But that part was kind of neat. So that's it for this video. I'm not going to continue to ramble. Renoise is, the demo version is solid enough. You can't save anything, but at least you could try it to see if that's something that you would like to get involved in. And if you use a tracker or any trackers, comment in the section below what you enjoy about it. I would love to hear what makes you use it, I guess. And because I'm super new to it. I've known about it for years, but I didn't know how a person could even use this workflow. By the way, I did not draw any of this in. I used a MIDI keyboard and just played it in because that's pretty much how I would personally use it. I'm not a draw in person in a DAW, and I would dare not draw in this. Look how confusing all this stuff is. Like, I don't fully understand. I know these are notes, but look at this. Like, I don't know what that's saying or what the codes mean. I know it's the key that you're playing, and I don't know what 403 means or any of that. So anyway, it's not for me, but it's fun to mess with. That's for sure. And maybe it will become for me. I said the same thing about Ableton for years, and then eventually I started using it and actually enjoy it. So, all right, this time I'm really gone. I'm out.